Drawing with a mouse. Old furry phases. One-dimensional characters. Every artist has the plight of old, cringy OCs. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I redesigned one of mine. Well, sort of. Old and cringy might be a little misleading. First, let me introduce you. This is Christoph. I made him in late 2022 along with another OC named Atlas. They are two villains. Christoph is a mad scientist with no regards for ethics whatsoever. He's petty, cruel, and insane. He just wants to sow chaos and destruction. Atlas is more of a political figure. He's cold, calculated, and has a legion of loyal followers and a threateningly powerful legion of soldiers to do his bidding. The one thing they both have in common? They both love gardening. And they hate this guy. These two were inspired by a post I saw, but it's been so long I can't even remember if it was a post. I thought it was on Tumblr, but I couldn't find it to save my life. But the core concept was two villains who bond over their shared love of gardening. Now, here's the problem. Christoph is supposed to be an insane, maniacal, utterly batshit crazy villain who thinks the entire world is a big circus show. Does this design read that way to you? No? Because to me, this looks like a fucking 2016 hipster about to attend a Portland microbrewery. So, let's change that. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. Okay, so, the first thing that I knew I wanted to change was his eye shape. That was pretty key. I actually thought that this video was going to be short. Boy, was I wrong. Sometimes I get, like, design ideas, like, just in my head before I even start drawing, and I thought, ooh, you know, I've been drawing some characters with some big old buggy-ass eyes, and I was sort of trying to emulate the cartoon saloon style, even, and I pretty much thought that would fix the character, even though it's barely a redesign, in my opinion. He looks pretty much exactly like the newer pictures of Christoph, just in a different art style, but something about it I just wasn't happy with, and I couldn't really pinpoint it. So I tried again, doing whatever this is, and mapping out where the eyes should go. And something that you'll notice through this video is I struggled with his eyes so much. They were the one thing about the original design that I think I was most unhappy with. And then here, again, kind of just redrawing Christoph. This isn't a redesign at all. Something I kept doing throughout this entire 3-hour process, it took me 3 hours over the course of 2 days to settle on a design that I liked, is that I keep gaslighting myself into thinking that I actually secretly did like the original design, and so I keep redrawing the same original design from and not changing anything about it. It's literally just a different art style, and I keep... Oh, here I'm looking at some, other drawings for reference, and then I don't even draw the eyes that I was looking at in the reference, completely negating the point, because I keep gaslighting myself into thinking that the original design I was perfectly happy with, and then I keep not being happy with it, and then keep reconvincing myself, oh, but what if the original one was good? And this happens like 20 times. And so, okay, I was getting frustrated, so I started just breaking down what are the parts that I actually like about this design. And you can see I get distracted quite a lot through this video as well. And I was just breaking down the parts, like, what do I enjoy? And, okay, lipstick, that's an interesting thing. The hair shape, the teeth, the whatever. So I start kind of ignoring all of that and just doing something different. And here, I switched to the lasso tool because I felt like I needed a switch up. I didn't like the elf ears for some reason, but it looks like Professor Venomous now, so great for me. And then here, again, just redrawing the original design with almost nothing changed, except it's in a different art style. And again, I'm unhappy with it because I'm trying to redesign him because I don't like his original design. And I keep doing this, and I'm still frustrated. And then I was trying to embrace some, shape language, but most of this process was just me drawing the same shit over and over again, hoping that I would like it, or that I would know what I was supposed to do next. And I did not. And because I didn't really like the elf ears, I thought, okay, maybe we'll go for horns. So that's what I was trying here. And here you can see I'm bringing in some references. I'm going for that cartoon saloon. I want the big eyes, because the eyes are still proving to be a problem. I keep trying to avoid them entirely. So here, just going straight in. My computer was lagging like crazy at this point because I hadn't rebooted it in like 2 weeks. And so I had to do that halfway through the recording. And then here, again, just trying some different style stuff, seeing if I can emulate what I did originally. And something about these just felt off. The middle one doesn't even really look like the picture to the left of it. I don't know what I was doing there, but something about it just wasn't clicking. And then accidental Spampton. And I was like, okay, let's try it again. Again, just redrawing Kristoff, thinking, hey, maybe I can make it work this time. And that was the final straw. I was getting really frustrated at this point. So what I started doing here is just breaking down some things that I felt represented Kristoff that I thought I could use in his design. Because it was clear that just trying to change him little by little was not working, and he needed a major overhaul, a major change. I needed to do something drastic. And so I basically just went in a completely different direction. This kind of looks like a Marvel character. I'm not really sure. Maybe DC. I don't watch superhero movies. I watch, like, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and that's it. And then here, again, attempting to draw Kristoff just like he was before and not changing anything because I kept thinking, maybe this time it'll work. And this was like, how many hours is this now? This is like 2 hours maybe, into trying this and not being happy with anything I was doing. And, here I'm trying to draw what Kristoff looked like as a human, thinking maybe I could do something based off of this, and I still didn't do anything. So I was like, okay, let's try drawing Atlas so I can compare their designs together, like, have some contrast, right? How can I make these designs contrast? And this actually helped a little bit, because it told me what shapes to use. I don't really like this drawing. I don't know. Again, just trying to draw him in a very different style for no real reason, I guess. And then another accidental Spampton, and then another me trying to give him some, wide eyes. And I actually really liked this one, and this is pretty much the final design that I settle on. I thought, okay, what if I give him, like, big, crazy hair, and what if I make his chin more, like, pointed instead of square like I was attempting not too long ago. And here I'm trying to pretty much just emulate what I did on the left, but doing it with the lasso tool on the right as a profile to figure out what the shape of his face should be. And I was starting to really get somewhere. I didn't love this, but I liked the shapes that I was getting. I liked the overall, this was close to what I wanted. So here I try to silhouette it. And again, just one more final attempt at maybe Kristoff was fine and I shouldn't have tried redesigning him at all. And then, nope. You can see that I cannot make my mind. Going for the horns because I didn't really like the elf ears for a bit. And then immediately retconning that yet again. And I was getting so frustrated with the eyes at this point, because I just couldn't get them to look right to me anytime I tried to draw it. So I thought, okay, what if I just ditch the eyes altogether? And then I tried the wide eyes again, and I'm like, oh my god, those look terrible. Okay, let's try this instead. And here, you know, again, going for pretty much just what I did on the left, because I was like, okay, I think I'm actually starting to get somewhere. I think I really like what I've got here. And then this is the final sketch. Nope, never mind. Sorry. This, I was trying to figure out his side profile still, because I basically I liked his little, not button nose, but his nose that sort of, like, points up, right? Because I thought it was cute. It's, like, pointy little nose. But something about it just wasn't working, and I kept trying to keep this detail because I thought it was cute, but it wasn't working with the design that I was doing here. Like, the new version, it just wasn't clicking for some reason. But being the stickler that I am, I kept trying to keep it. And then here is when I finally realized, okay, maybe if I'm frustrated with this detail, I should actually just change it. So I went for the downturned nose, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because that's what I did in the left drawing, which was my favorite one. And so I decided to just fully embrace the downturned nose. And here, we are finally at the final drawing. And this was after, like, 3 hours. 3 miserable hours, might I add. And I knew that I wanted to change his outfit a little bit. And you can see here, I'm, just trying to make it look more complicated, I guess, add some extra details, so I do that with the buckles. Here, I make his hands fucking huge, because I couldn't figure out how to draw them small, so I just made them big and then shrunk them. And you can see with the, I don't know what you call that, the tailcoat, the tails of his coat, I very much leaned into the triangular shape language, and I think that really served the design, because his old design was very, just devoid of any direction, I suppose. No, like, specific shape to it. But I'm just going to leave you alone and let you enjoy the last few seconds of me finally finishing this design. Oh, or not. It's already done, okay? Well, here it is. So, I'm actually really happy with this design. I think I wanted something even more drastic, honestly, but it just looks so much more cohesive, and it is way funner to draw. He does not look like some guy, some, like, random hipster who listens to old records. He looks like a mad scientist. Well, he might still listen to old records, but he actually looks like a mad scientist. I feel like every aspect of his design screams he's like this eccentric madman, right? Like the crazy hair, the weird buckle lab coat thing he's going on, his little... just his face is way more interesting now. I'm pretty damn happy with it. It just makes a lot more sense, and again, the shape language, really happy with it. I often don't put too much thought into shape language, but I love how sharp he looks, especially compared to Atlas, who looks a little bit softer, but also, like, square. He's more, like, rigid, and, like, which suits his character a lot, because he is sort of a rigid, stubborn, reliable, but also very scary and intimidating character. So I think their designs contrast with each other really well. But I think if you're going to take a lesson from this video, don't be so overprotective of your old designs, because I can be really stubborn and struggle with, like, actually redesigning, but redesigning isn't a final thing. Just, like, try a bunch of the weird, drastic shit first, and if you don't like it, you can narrow it down. Don't, just keep trying to cling on to the past if you're getting frustrated with it, because, oh my god, I know I said it only... I don't know if 3 hours is a long or short time, but it felt like ages that I was toiling away at this. Anyway, I don't know how to end this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there's a lot I want to fix, but if I tried to make it perfect, it would never get done, so this is what you get. I also realized talking about their lore probably would have made for a much more interesting video, so if you're curious about these two villains and their story, please leave a comment so I know people are interested. I quite literally thrive off of attention, so if I know people are excited about something, I'm way more likely to actually do it. Anyway, I'm kinda surprised you made it this far, so thanks for watching. See ya!